What is up, guys? Welcome in. My name is Nick and welcome back to the channel. We are on Forza Motorsport. We are in the Hyundai Veloster End touring car and we are at Suzuka East for this one. Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Forza this week since its release on early access. It's been a lot of fun. It's been great to get back to a game that really started all this off for me. It's not been without its issues, which unfortunately we will encounter today. But yeah, it's been great fun nonetheless. Just getting used to sort of the handling model in this. Drives very differently from other games, being not a full sim as it were, but still been a lot of fun. As you can see here, we've just been trying to navigate our way around the very fiddly Suzuka East circuit here with all of the S's and stuff. Very much a conservation of momentum, minimise scrubbing loss, all that sort of stuff kind of circuit. 55.3 to start it off with, not the greatest at times. You can see it puts us P7 in the lobby. Second go round we do find almost half a second through the first two turns. At the end of the S's we were up nearly a full second here, but just as we come into the braking zone for the double apex hairpin at the top here, we go a little bit deep, delays us getting on throttle, messes our line up a little bit as we try to catch back up in terms of speed. And yeah, by the time we cross the line we do improve still, but only to a 54.7. One there, we can find another tenth at 54.6, which at the time puts us good enough for P7, but we do unfortunately drop down to P13 there, to ignore the flying Civic. But actually by the time of the start of the race we do end up being P15. Unfortunately, this is the first of the few bugs we encounter. We are stuck on the 1 second intermission countdown lobby. We wait it out, but nothing really going on that one. So we try again at the Nürburgring, once again in the touring cars. We've switched to the Golf this time, by far and away the most popular of the Forza touring cars. In the first week at least, we'll see how the meta develops and stuff. I must say that I have seen some non-Golfs at the top of the leaderboards and top of the lobbies and stuff. So it's definitely not a busted car, but I think it is probably the easiest to get above average time in. Very quick in a straight line based on its PI rating. So we'll see over the next few weeks when they rotate out some of the tracks to see if it is still as dominant as it does seem to be at this moment in time. Pretty conservative opening lap here. Not really pushing it too much, avoiding the green matting on the outsides here because they basically have no grip on them and you just slide off into the gravel, I find, in this one here. So giving them a wide enough berth, trying to maximise as much as we can on the tarmac here. Coming in to the chicane, it is the tighter of the two here, braking around the 100 board, taking as much as I think I can on those little sausage curbs there without unsettling the car too much. Coming down into the final corner here, we brake, coast in, trying to pick up a late apex. We get a little bit of lift off oversteer, delays us on getting the throttle out there. We do end up with a 136.1, which is good enough for P1 on the first going out here. As you can see, up a little bit coming through the hairpin at the bottom end of the circuit. We do drop to second. As you can see, no real grip there on those bits of matting, so we do dirty the lap there, so we sort of bought that one. Coming through the infield here, balance of throttle on versus understeer, 2/10 up through that bit. We carry that out through the exit of the arena section, coming down towards the hairpin at the bottom, double apex sort of corner here. Maximising as much track as we can without drifting too far wide because it's difficult to get it back across for this one here. Again, a little bit of the matting, you can see it unsettles the car a little bit there as we go through the left-hander. This right-hander is the one where you really don't want to grab that because it just sucks you off into that gravel on the left-hand side. We are up nearly half a second coming up towards the chicane here, braking at the 100 board, or we just go full send on this one here on the third lap here. Managed to keep it clean while taking a big bite out of those curbs there. We are up 8/10, nearly 9/10 of a second coming into the last corner here, trying to just get the exit just right so we can get on the throttle as soon as possible. We get a good drive out. We are up again a little bit by 8/10, just over 8/10 of a second. Crossing the line, that is good enough for P1. We do manage to take that there by just under a tenth of a second, about half a tenth, 500ths of a second. So we do hold on to pole for this one. Unfortunately with this one again, we do unfortunately encounter another technical issue. I have since upgraded my PC from this because I was running on an older CPU which I don't think was working too well. So we try it for the third time's a charm and all of that. We are at the Forza Classic that is Maple Valley. In the Hyundai this time, first lap's good enough for P6. We managed to find a tenth or so on our third and final lap here. It's good enough for P8, but then we immediately dropped to P9, so that is where we will be starting. Main thing is though, for this one we do actually make it to the grid, so you know that's better than we've got so far. We are off at Maple Valley. We are on the hard tyres because I'm quite sure how well the mediums would fare with the long sweep and bends here. There's a lot of on-power understeer through a lot of this. There's a lot of sweep and bends. So yeah, gone a bit conservative on the hard tyres. Means we are a bit lacking in grip. We do get bounced around a little bit here. Through turn 1, the sweeping right-hander Lincoln Co gets up on the right-hand side. We get tagged on our rear left by what I assume to be a Civic, and we are spun round 108 degrees facing the wrong way, and we are 10 seconds behind the pack by the time we get underway. We do manage to make up a couple of paces here. First one through the tail end of that lap, coming down here through to start the beginning of the second lap. We are gaining very quickly on the Golf ahead of us. The kink right at the end of the track already showed some carnage of someone bouncing into the wall here. Typical Forza rejoin. The Civic comes way out of the left field to join straight onto the racing line with two people coming towards it. Gets speared by the Golf. So that is up to P20 from P24 by the end of the first lap. Pick up another free place here of the Civic rejoining from the right hand side after a bit of I assume too much exuberance off into the gravel. We go up the inside of the Civic here. We keep him behind us just about. We go up, start racing up the hill here. As you can see, when we get to the top, he is right behind us. The yellow arrow showed us he's very, very close. We are holding the lines on here. We drift a little bit across there. Civic carries way too much speed through into that last part of the uphill section and has a fun altercation with the barrier. Up to P17 after that lap there. Coming down here through into the first turn, beginning of lap 4. Guy in front of us just slides straight off the track, hands us P16. We've got a green car off on the right hand side here up for P15, so even though we started P24 after the first lap, we have made it all the way up to P15, so not too bad going after that sort of start in 5 laps. As you can see, there may still be a bit more on here as well with the Lincoln Co getting all out of shape coming up the hill here. We hold the line tight to see if we can carry as much momentum through this top hill section. He is on the dirt on the inside here. We try and carry as much speed as we can around this sort of chicaney, sweepy section at the top of the hill. He takes a bit too much on the inside there of that right-hander. I mean, he has to cut pretty much there, keeping him lucky to keep the car out of the barriers on the left-hand side. We get a massive overrun of speed coming down the hill here. There is bollards everywhere all over the track. We try and cut the inside here. We just don't quite manage to hold it on the track, and we'd grind all the way down the wall here to end P15, and yeah, not the classiest of finishes, it must be said, but P15, considering we're at P24 in over 5 laps, gaining 9 places, is as much as I could have really sort of hoped from this one. But yeah, that's it guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this first instalment. We're going to be doing this a bit more here. We've got a few videos in the pipeline of more touring cars and the GTs, so thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this, please do leave a like, comments as well, subscribe if you want more, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.